Hashtag wow, hashtag now. Like I said before, I want to get each. I don't watch the movie first. Well, not first. Sorry, rewatch the movie before I give like a review of each title because I felt I need to watch these movies first before I start saying things. I'm afraid I might miss something that I remembered. It turns out it actually was a good thing. The movie All Hallows Eve, and or I don't know. I like to think of it as Terrifier Zero because Art the Clown is still the main focus here. Yeah, it starts off with the idea of trick or treaters. One of them gets a VHS in their bag, which is probably the most unbelievable thing to think of that people still have VHS cassette players. Most likely be in a, I don't know, a thrift store. But anyway, they play the tape, and there's a bunch of short stories. All Hall Eve, people are familiar. There's like two of them. They're all of them have to do with short stories. But again, Art the Clown. They made a point to say Art the Clown is always going to be the focus. Anyhow, the idea was they got the tape and they see all these gory films in it. One of them, I think that was supposed to be the ninth circle. I'm not sure, 100% sure. Don't quote me on that one, but I think that was the ninth circle they were talking about. Talk about, I don't know, creating Art the Clown. The idea was, and you had another one, had to do with, again, it was supposed to be Art the Clown Central. The idea this guy made a painting. You didn't know that he made the painting. You don't see the painting yet. Somebody was compelled to make it. And supposedly that sent this space alien creature to this woman's house. And you see the painting, oh, it's Art the Clown. Again, it's a nice tie-in to the other Terrifiers, where the guy was compelled to write, no, not write, the father of the story did all these watercolor type paintings of her daughter, and of course of art, among other things. Anyhow, eventually you do get an art story. In the movie, you get the story of him, and he kind of shows off that he is supernatural. He really loves torturing people, cutting them up, that kind of stuff. And he shows that no matter how you try to escape, he's always going to find a way to find you, even in some weird supernatural way. I do like the idea that they actually just show someone get like a bag over their face, and they're actually smart enough to poke a hole. They did that with All Hallows Eve, and they did that with the first Terrifier movie. Anyhow, you talk about that this movie. If you watch it, it does have a Groundhouse feel, even though it's not 1970s. They made it purposely try to make a Groundhouse feel, and it does have. I gotta put this. It's like this in the. They had a lower budget, and somehow that makes it creepier. The fact, if you look at one movie, I'm hopefully not butchering the name. Was the Last House on Dead End Street? I mean, again, the fact that the quality, well, it wasn't always low, but it became low because they had to remake it, and somehow that really adds something to it. Like there's something's wrong with this. This world's not clean. There's something really wrong with it. So it's interesting watching the earlier version, the low budget version of it. Eventually, of course, Art to Clown, like the VHS tape. Eventually, it will end, but the Art the Clown is like in the room but not in the room. I don't know if that makes sense. She smashes the tape, but that doesn't do anything because Art's still there. Maybe because he's in her mind. Again, they don't really explain his powers. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I mean, I know they have to go to painstaking details, but give us something to work with. But anyhow, it ends with again to try to do the Grindhouse feel, and it does make it creepier because when you see the progressive over time, you do get a different feel of the movie. Like here, I'll explain later, but here again, it's the earlier films seem more claustrophobic because it's confined to this one spot, more solitude. There's not many people out to try to help. Eventually, you see in Terrifier 3, eventually he's out everywhere murdering people. So you do get a different feel, but here it's just confined to these people here. Again, the idea of it's a movie in a movie. That eventually Art comes out of the movie and comes to the world. So anyhow, what did you thought of this movie? Did you rewatch it? Did you watch it the first time before you saw any other Terrifier movies? Because honestly, I saw this after I saw Terrifier 2. So I never got into the franchise, into Terrifier 2, which I'll be talking about, of course. But yeah, write in the comment below. Was this your first movie of Art the Clown? If not, when will you see this movie? As always, like and subscribe to my channel, and ooh, happy Halloween!